The ultimate Apex Esports World Cup teams tier list. Here we go. So welcome back to the Apex Morning Shift, your #1 ALGS morning show on the planet. That is a fact. But today is not about ALGS. It's about the Esports World Cup that's coming up really soon, by the way. It's going to be on July 31st. So by the time you guys are watching this, next week, Wednesday. And for those of you who didn't know, the Esports World Cup is the biggest esports event in esports history. I said esports a lot right there. With a total prize pool of $60 million. Oh my goodness. With games like Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch, Warzone, Dota, Rocket League, PUBG, and our beloved Apex Legends. There's obviously some other games. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an amazing event. It's going to take place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So super excited, especially because of the format. The Esports World Cup format is very different than the ALGS format. First of all, there is no POI draft. So there's no more selecting and having like every dropship around every POI and dropping the teams there. We're back to the old school dropship, everybody flying to their POIs, which means contests are back. For the quality of the game and the competitive integrity, I do believe the POI draft is a lot better, but for entertainment purposes, contests are always better. Now, as for the format, here's how it's going to go. There are a total of 40 teams from around the world that are going to be participating, and those 40 teams are going to be split in two groups of 20. The tournament will start with the group stages, so those two teams of 20 will go up against each other for a total of 10 games, and after those 10 games, the top 9 teams of each will advance to the finals, which means after the group stages, there's a total of 18 teams that have qualified for finals. Now, the 10th to 19th place from each group, which is a total of 20 teams, will play against each other in a last chance qualifier. And the top 2 of that last chance qualifier will make it to the finals. Now, from the group stages, the 20th team in group 1 and the 20th team from group 2 will get eliminated right away, not even have a chance at the last chance qualifiers. So yes, it's a very different format than ALGS, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So the teams that were invited and that qualified for this event have started scrims this week with 11 blocks of scrims, and the winners were Aurora, Liquid, SSG, NiP, Alliance, NiP again, TSM, DMS, TSM again, Crazy Raccoon, and Fnatic. Now, I've taken the liberty of taking those 11 blocks of scrims and compiling it into a average points per scrims leaderboard to sort of have an idea of which teams have been performing better in this past week of scrims. And based off of those stats, these are the top 10 teams that have been performing the best. TSM number 1, SSG 2, Alliance 3, NiP 4th, Falcons 5th, Aurora 6th, Mizushi 7th, which is not Moist, by the way, Liquid 8th, DMS 9th, and E8 10th. TSM has been on another level lately. Holy. Finishing second in this past Pro League split, beating all odds, having a new IGL Phil House shoes, and now doing great in these scrims. What can't they do? Oh, that's so cute, butterfly. Now, before we get into the tier list, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. 90% of you guys that are watching right now are not subscribed. What the fuck? All right, so for this tier list, we're basing ourselves off of the fact that it's not a POI draft, which means that teams that have a higher stature and are known to be good fighting teams are going to have priority over the good POIs because teams are going to be scared of them. And we're also basing ourselves off of scrims this past week and how it's been going. Now, for the teams that have the highest potential to win the whole thing, Team Falcons, Fnatic, Alliance, and TSM. Out of those 4 teams, I think Falcons is miles ahead of everybody, but anything can happen. It's not a POI draft, but they're still an amazing fighting team, so I don't see how this can go badly for them. Now, as for the teams that are 100% going to be in the finals, we have Aurora, Crazy Raccoon, SSG, Ninjas in Pajamas, Team Liquid, Luminosity, and Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds is Legends Gaming, so Strafing Flame, Easy Flash, and Player K. Best team in APAC South, by the way. Now, those teams you are 100% going to see in the finals. I don't doubt it, but I do think they're still missing a little something to win it all over Falcons, Fnatic, Alliance, and TSM, but you know, anything can happen, so it's going to be interesting to see. Now, for the teams that could qualify for the finals, they have the potential for it, but they could also not make it. FaZe, DMS, E8, KCP, MKers, Guild Esports, Not Moist, Gaming Gladiators, Virtus, NRG, Navi, and GHS. Now, these teams have the potential to be great. The reason why I put them in could qual is because they either don't have the experience on the big stage, haven't been playing for too long, like E8, by the way, Zach Mazer, Lou, and Noct playing together with Coach Raven. So they have a good coach. They have a very experienced coach, experienced individual players, but together, they haven't been playing for very long together. So some of these teams have been doing very well in scrims together, but keep in mind that this is going to be on the big stage in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. So this could be a whole different environment. You have to keep that in mind. But nevertheless, I'm sure some of these teams are going to surprise us. Now, as for the teams that I don't think will make finals, Reject Winity, Red Rams, North Eption, X-Solos, Blacklist, HOW, Weibo, Heroes, LGD, TIE, Evos, Fennel, Passion UA, and Dragons Esports. Now, these teams have either not been doing too well during scrims or they haven't been playing much in them for whatever reason. I don't think they're going to be making finals, but hey, if you're listening to this, surprise me, surprise us. Now, the bottom two teams, if you remember the format, the 20th place of both groups in the group stages will be completely eliminated. DSG, GK, and Riddle Order. It sucks to be putting teams there. It just means that I just don't believe in them, but I don't know. No, I don't see them doing great at all. But hey, just like the no finals teams, surprise us. This is life-changing money, $2 million prize pool for Apex. So whoever wins this, it's gonna have a lot of money in their bank account, so it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see. July 31st to August 4th is the Esports World Cup for the Apex Legends. And as for me, that's it for today's episode of the Apex Morning Shift, your number one ALGS morning show on the planet. Yes, sir. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know down in the comments which teams you disagree or agree on in this tier list. And I'll catch you guys next week. New episode every Tuesday. Like and subscribe. Pacers. Now, I don't know how many of you are still watching this, but I really want TSM to win. Could you imagine Verhulst beating Hal? That would be insane. Yo, the clickbait for the morning shift would go crazy.